Hello, Jim with FBA Indiana Prep. Just going to do a short tutorial of the client portal to track your inventory and your incoming and outgoing shipments with our warehouse. Once you log in, you're going to be just seeing just a graph of mainly your outbound orders that we've shipped. You might not see a whole lot right here being Amazon FBA. But the main thing we need to get started on is your relations. This is where you're going to get set up with your customers and your vendors. If you're doing mainly Amazon FBA, you're just going to set up a customer Amazon FBA, and really that's all you're going to need if that's all you're going to be doing is Amazon FBA. Now if you're going to be doing eBay or your own website and we're going to be fulfilling your orders, you'll want to go in once you get something sold, create a customer, and put the address and information in. But like on Amazon FBA, you can come in here and type in your company name that your customers. All this other information you really don't need. It's all up to you. You can use it if you need to. If you want to track that information, you're more than welcome to. It's just kind of a bonus for you. Same thing once you get, so if we create a new customer, that's mainly all we need is a customer name, just a company name, and save it. But after you do that, you really need to go in and set the address to. If it's not a customer we're sending it to, if it's Amazon FBA, all you need to do is just type in the name again. And then save it. So your address is in there. It's just going to populate when we do orders. But you can track your customer list. If you need to change an address, you can come back in here and change it. Anything else? Same thing with vendors, your suppliers that you're buying from. You can set up your vendors. You're going to create, and once you create, you're going to get the same thing. All we really need is the company name. You're going to save it, and then down below you need to create the address, and the same thing again. All we need is just the name for that. If you want to put in the information to keep track of where stuff's coming from, you're more than welcome to use it here, but all we really need is the company name. And once you get all your relations set up, that's kind of it. And then we get into your inventory. There's a couple different ways that you can enter your inventory in. Come up and create an item, and from here you're going to see this, and everything that's starred in red is kind of the information we need. So the SKU is going to be your MS SKU on Amazon, and this is very important. These match exactly from your Amazon Seller Central page. UPC, if you have the UPC, go ahead and enter it here. If not, it's not a big deal. Preferably, if anything, we'd rather see it be the FN SKU here. This just helps us when we're scanning stuff in and out. When we scan it, it'll pull it up and it'll match up with the item. So the name needs to be the Amazon title. Description, you don't need to put a description here. If you want to put a description, that's fine. All this stuff down below, it's really not important. It's more if you want to track it yourself, your cost, selling price, the manufactured selling retail price. The other barcode, what we're using the other barcode for is kind of your FN SKU, and the other barcode too, your ASINs. They don't have to be in there. It's not real important, but if you have them, if you're going to do an import, this would be a good time just to put them in here. You really need to leave the customer value field 1, 2, and 3 blank. These need to be nothing in them. What happens is when we send a feed to Amazon with a shipment, what's going to be pulled back is actually what's going to be in here. Your FN SKU will actually come into one of these fields, and this will just helps us to print off your FN SKU labels on our side. Now if your item's going to be have expiration dates, lot controlled, you need to come down here and click require a lot number. These will, when we receive it in, we'll enter the lot number and the expiration dates if it has them. If it doesn't, just leave them, leave it unchecked. Also another thing is if you have inventory that you remove them from Amazon, you're not going to have the listing anymore, and it's in our system, you can come in here and change the status. If you don't want it to be active, just click the check mark off so it's not going to be active and it won't populate up into your inventory screens. But if it's active, make sure it's checked, and then you're just going to save it. Bin locations, this is going to be kind of what all we do on our side. Tags or categories, if you want to create a tag or a tag in the category, you're more than welcome to. Unit of measures, if you know the unit of measure, you can go ahead and create it. And really here, you got to have a base unit to start, and the base units is going to be by the each. So the base unit is going to be 1. If you know the weight, go ahead and put it in here. If you know the dimensions, go ahead and put those in too, and then you're just going to save it. But if you have a couple different unit measures, okay, so you ordered a case of it, you can create a second one, so it's by the carton. You're going to have, okay, 12 base units, which is your eaches, and you know, if you know the weight of the case and the length and width and height, you're more than welcome. We ask that you put that in there if you can, and then save. And you can do this with anything else. If you're doing a big order and it's by the pallet, so you can do it by a pallet. How many base units is going to be on a pallet, and you should be able to get most of this stuff from your supplier when you're ordering it. And you just keep going through. So this is kind of how the system gets set up with your eaches and cartons and pallets. And once everything's entered in, and you can see on the main inventory screen over here on the left, if you click on that, you'll be able to go in and edit any of this information. If you need to change anything, okay, that's got to have a lot number, and come in and edit, require a lot, and just go back and save again and add. You know, you can come back in here and add all this. You'll see the unit of measure here. The name is going to be your Amazon title. UPC, if you know the UPC, you can enter it here, or the FN SKU is what we prefer. This should be your total inventory that we have at our location. Anything that's going, and the reserve section will be what's on pending order at this point, and if whatever is available. So if there's a couple things reserved, you know, this is going to be what your available inventory at our location will be. You can print this out if you need to. Now, if you got a whole bunch of inventory items that you want to pull, if you got a whole listing from Amazon, you can go into your reports, your fulfillment reports, and go to the Manage FBA Inventory Report and create a you can go ahead and create a CSV file and download it, and then come into here at your inventory side, and what you'll want to do first is create a download and import schema. So it'll come up and download, and then you want to open it up. And once you've got it open, enable the editing, and then you can just go in here and list all your, your merchant SKU, your names, the titles, your UPC if you got them, or FN SKU. And like I said, barcode 1 and barcode 2, you can use it as your FN SKU and ASIN. The rest of it, it's not real important unless you want to put them in there. Just track it on your own to keep track of your own records. And then once you're done, you're just going to save that and then come back in and do an upload. And then it'll pull up, and you just click it in, and it'll populate all of them, and your whole list will be here. And you can change the page, how many items per page, up to 100. So it's all to you, and you can change inventory list. Not very often you're going to do too much of it, but there's options that you can do. But once you got all your inventory in, your relationships all set up, the next step is creating your supplier incoming order to us. So you'll want to go to your vendor orders, create a new vendor order, and then you can just start typing your relationship name. And ours is demo, and this should populate, and you just click on him. Your address you should already populate in. The main item we're going to need is a reference number. It's kind of what you want to do to reference this shipment, if whatever you want it to be. A purchase order, if you got a purchase order that you're using, you can use it as your reference or your purchase order here. The courier, this also needs to be set in If you don't know who it is, you don't know who they're going to be shipping it to, just click your own carrier. Payment terms, it's all, this is all kind of your information if you need it. Down here at the order line items, this is where you're going to enter your order with your supplier. So if you know the MSQ, you can type the MSQ in, it'll populate down below, and here it shows, I've got 114 in stock at our location. So here we ordered another 60, and down here underneath of it, you can put the picking comment up to 255 characters. So if this is going to be it's going to be polybagged or bubble wrap, any kind of information you need to do, if it's going to be a bundle, 2-pack bundle, you can type that stuff in here, and then when we receive it in, we'll see this line item here, what needs to be done. So once you get you get all your items listed in once, you can put a note to us, to the operation teams here. You can put a note, anything you need, anything we want to put on, you want to put on a document, you can stick here. Once you get it all filled out, you just come up and click save, and you'll get this little summary of what you're ordering, your demo or your supplier, the reference number, how it's coming, and then the item that's being shipped to us. Now, the best thing to do is kind of wait until you find out from your supplier that it's shipped, and your quantities are right. If it's not right, you can come back in. Okay, they're only shipping 55 of the units. They only had 55 in stock. So come back in, change it, and save. Once you have that all completed and okay, they've shipped it, just come here to the shipment up here on the right and hit a create here. Click that, and that actually populates to our side of the program that it's going to be order 251 that's going to be coming to our warehouse. So once we get it in from our side, we'll check it in. It'll be a incoming receipt for us, and then once you get those set up, we get it received in. Now you're wanting to do an FBA shipment to Amazon. You just come back over here to your custom orders now. So the vendor orders coming from your vendors, your suppliers. Your custom orders are to Amazon or to your own customers that you sell on your own website. From here, we're going to create an order. So it's going to Amazon. And that populates. We go there. This is going to be a reference number. And of course, we're just going to pick a date or whatever you want to put here. We'll use our own carrier again, and then we're just going to go, and you can type in the SKU. You can start typing if you know the title of it. You can just kind of start typing, and it'll populate. So it's showing we got 114 of those in stock. I want to send 60 to Amazon, and we're just going to save it. You just do that for each of your items. You can put it in there. So if this is going to Amazon FBA, what you would do now is sit here and go to the FBA thing, or tab over here, and hit create. And what this will do is send a feed to Amazon and come back to how Amazon wants us to ship it. If it's just going to be to one of your customers that we're shipping straight to your customer, you're just going to go here and create a shipment here as a fulfillment. So FBA is only for Amazon. The other part is shipment, is if it's going to your own customer. So we'll go ahead and create an FBA shipment. So it's going to send a feed to Amazon, and now we get it come back. So what's happened is Amazon, we sent a feed to Amazon for a shipment, so kind of a shipping plan, but it's not confirmed yet, so you won't see it on your Seller Central page until we confirm it on our side of the system. And once we confirm it, I just went out and went into our side and confirmed the shipment to Amazon FBA. You should be able to log into your Amazon Seller Central, and here's the FBA and Interprep and the 252. This is the warehouse order 252. So that that's what our order is going to be, and you can come in here and check it and see what we're going to be able to see here is what we're shipping. We'll be able to do everything that you can from this side too. Then what we'll be able to do is create the FN SKU labels, print them off, and start packing, and then we'll pack it and ship it to Amazon, and it'll complete, and you'll get a once we complete it on our end and gets picked up, you'll get an email showing that has been picked up and started shipping to Amazon. So that's kind of the FBA process. So if we're sending it straight to Amazon FBA, create that order, create that FBA shipment, and get that return. Now if it's going to be just an order to your customer, again, just create the order and just go up and click the here and click here for the shipment. So FBA, only FBA shipments. Here, anybody else, any other customer we're sending to. So those are kind of the two orders that you're going to be dealing with: the customer orders, your vendor orders. So remember, vendor orders are going to be from your suppliers. Your customer orders are going to be Amazon FBA or your own customers. Now, and on occasions, you may have to pull stuff from Amazon. So you're going to be doing a return that's going to come back to us that we might need to inspect or check to see if it's damaged and put back into inventory. So what you're going to do with the customer returns is just do a customer return. It's going to be coming from create the listing or an order from Amazon. So it's Amazon FBA. It's coming back, and this is just going to be return one. And kind of your own carrier again, and then you're just going to put in the information that you are sending back, the items that you're sending back to us. So you got 5 of them that are pulled, and these may put under the line possible damage, please inspect. So when we get it on our end, that's what we'll do. And you can put an order, put the information down here too, to notes to us, if there's anything coming from Amazon that you want us to check. From there, you're going to save it, and from here you're just going to create the shipment here. So it's going to create the shipment. That's going to be our warehouse number. Once we get it, once it comes in, we'll check it in, do our stuff. We should be able to put in notes and create a upload information if we need to, but that's just going to be once we receive everything in. Now the other thing would be if it's a vendor return, you say something was wrong with the product, you need to ship it back to your supplier. You're just going to create a vendor return. You're just going to put the vendor in, their address, what we need to ship back to them. If you have a link to the shipping label, or if you have the shipping label, you should be able to upload it into that. If not, you can always get a hold of me, and we'll get that corrected for you. That's kind of our system in a nutshell. It's just mainly the thing to remember is setting up your relations, having all your inventory put into the system, creating your vendor orders for suppliers that are coming to us, customer orders going out to Amazon FBA or your own customers. Customer returns is Amazon returns, or vendor returns is going back to your supplier. We're sending back to your supplier. And then there's a report section. You can pull all different kind of reports, available inventory that we have. This is all at our location only. It doesn't have anything to do with Amazon. It's just our location, what's stored at our location. And you can scroll through here, and if there's a report you don't see that you would like to see, send me a note, and we'll try to get something worked out and try to get one created for you. And if you have any questions, you can't get things uploaded, if you don't feel comfortable uploading your inventory through Excel, you can send us the information. We can do it on our side. And if you need anything at all, don't hesitate. Give us a call, or send me an email at jim@fbaindianaprep.com. I just want to thank you for taking the time to watch this tutorial on the client portal. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at FBA Indiana Prep. Thank you.